When we last left off, our heroes are facing off against those wacky green aliens that could surprisingly put up a fairly decent fight, and obviously Fidelia and myself were doing the heavy lifting while Lizzie and Samir were doing all the support from a distance. But they were pulling their weight to a certain extent, but that didn't matter because no matter how many we slain, they just kept coming back. Like those annoying spaceship aliens from Space Invaders. It was absolutely crazy.
Go.
Goodness. It's like no matter how many we slay, these aliens keep respawning. Is this ship a factory that manufactures aliens or something?
I suppose you could say that. Our master wills us to live. Therefore, we cannot die. We are all collective manifestations of his will. You could say we're a hive mind who all think and act on one accord.
If that's true, then what can we do against these aliens? Are we truly finished here?
Not necessarily. I would like you all to entertain me a bit more before I collect all the research I need.
Whoa, you just appeared out of nowhere. Who or what exactly are you?
Forgive my abrupt appearance. I am the one and only Trickmaster Flint. I'm known as the Lord of Fantasy in Almagest.
No way! You're another lord like Antispur? What are you doing in a place like this? In case you haven't realized, Lady Violent isn't on this resort and you're clearly not here on vacation. What's your plan?
I already told you. I'm here for research purposes only. I personally have no interest in Lady Violet. I came here to study a remarkable specimen of yours, Mage Hero. Quite frankly, I'm enamored with your partner, Fidelia. She's absolutely perfect.
Hold on, partner. What?
Seriously, this guy has some issues.
Okay, mental note. Never trust a always constantly smiling guy with a black top hat and a suit and a deck of cards always with him everywhere he goes. It's like his appearance just spells mischievous disaster. When will this all end? Why are you so interested in Fidelia? Why is she so important to you all of a sudden?
You certainly are the oblivious individual, aren't you? Our kind has long searched for the fairy princess, who is the direct descendant of Titania. She's practically the walking personification of her power in this modern time.
Hold on. Just what do you all know about both me and my mother that I'm unaware of?
Fidelia, my beloved, you're the princess our people have waited and searched eons for to lead our kind in your mother's absence. The Mubarak is a nice substitute, but your leadership is what we're really after. If not your leadership, then perhaps your hand in marriage would suffice.
I'm sorry, but I must kindly refuse. I'm quite satisfied with my current partner, the Machiro of Esteban.
You truly are just like Titania. She too had a soft spot for the priest king. However, you should know better than to mix blood with these lowly humans who don't even live a fraction of our lifespan.
Buddy, no means no. You're really starting to sound like that creep Antispur when he was trying to force himself on Lady Violet. I guess birds of a feather really do flock together.
Such a witty response. However, I wish I could say the same thing about your old, so-called friends who invited the two of you here to this resort. I wonder if they told you the real reason why they brought you two here.
Wait, what?
Believe me, we extracted all the juicy details from Teresa's memories. You're going to love what they were planning.
Lizzie, Samir, do you have any idea what this clown is talking about?
There. Do you see that? Their silence and shocked faces speak volumes. However, I'd sincerely like to get back to my research. I'm afraid I haven't collected enough data yet.
No, Flint, I believe you've collected more than enough. It's about time we call it a night.
Wait. How do we get back here? Weren't we clearly still inside the UFO?
It appears we were warped back to the resort. That voice talking to Flint sounded familiar. I wonder who that was.
Beats me. I'm just glad we got away from that Mad Hatter psycho.
How could you, Alice? I was this close to finishing my research and you just had to pull the plug on my fun, right when it was getting good. Merciless.
You're the one who's merciless. Those kids were clearly exhausted after fighting our imaginary friends, whom you gave regenerative abilities. Plus, you made Fidelia morbidly uncomfortable with your statements. Honestly, Flint, I only gave you permission to test Fidelia and the mage hero by giving them some light work and nothing too dramatic. What you did back there was completely overboard.
Well, it couldn't be helped. I wanted to test the powers of Titania's legacy for myself. She turned out to be even better than I thought. Also, not even you can deny the fact that you wanted to bond with someone who's practically your sister. After all, you both share Titania's essence.
Yeah, but only in an artificial sense. Fidelia is a natural, direct descendant. I was experimented on with Titania's DNA.
Despite your artificial association, you're still an immensely powerful individual. Why? You're the original Lord of Fantasy, herself. You're practically a queen in your own domain.
Yeah, but I honestly don't like that title. I bestowed and shared all my abilities with you, so we both could be lords in Almagest.
Which is exactly why I attend every meeting with the other lords of Almagest in your place, so you can have more time to enjoy yourself with our ever-growing family. Also, don't think I don't know about how I saw your expression when you went shopping with Fidelia. A part of you wanted to ask her to join us. You know I'm right.
Yeah, it's true. I got too attached to Fidelia because she, like you mentioned earlier, felt like a sister. She really does feel like the missing link to our family dynamics. But, you heard her herself. She's completely satisfied with her life beside the mage hero of Esteban. So, I suggest we take her word for it.
Don't worry about a thing, Alice. Leave the convincing process to me. Within the coming days, she and many others will see the light. Trust me on this.
Well, if you say so.
Alright, that seems to be everything. You got all your stuff out of the suite before we leave, Fidelia?
Yes, I've checked everything. Thankfully, we traveled light for this trip. So, it really wasn't a hassle getting things packed.
Excellent. With our powers combined, we should be able to warp ourselves back to Esteban without any problems.
That's strange. Where do you two think you're going? We still have a few more days remaining on this island before the cruise ship returns.
Ah, Teresa, glad to see you made a full recovery. I was hoping we saved you in time before those aliens implanted microchips in your brain.
Thanks for saving me back there. I really don't want to think about that right now. It was quite the traumatizing experience.
Don't worry. We've scanned your brain and have found no implanted microchips whatsoever. Just be sure not to wear such loud perfume next time, even if it came from Lizzie.
Why? I never. I was only being a supportive friend for wearing it is all.
But to answer your previous question, we just received a phone call from Rick and how both he and Gamma successfully obtained Fafnerite for us. We decided not to waste any more time and just expedite the process.
But, what about us? Are you just going to leave in the middle of all this?
Well, what about you all? The Trickmaster Flint already spilled the beans on you all, and you've yet to tell us the real reason you invited us here to the resort. That's some really shady, suspicious behavior in all honesty.
Justin, Fidelia, please. It's not what you think. We all just wanted a place in your guild. Ever since your team's worldwide recognition, it's been rather difficult to obtain jobs and missions from JSA. In fact, most if not all of our party members left our teams and it's just us squad leaders now. The only papers we have stacking up now are job applications.
Now, why does that oddly sound familiar? The entire organization literally ignored our pleas for help, and neither one of your teams offered a helping hand when the struggle was real for both Fidelia and myself. But when there's a role reversal, everybody wants sympathy.
You're right. We didn't know how to approach your team. That's still no excuse for what happened.
Teresa, just stop. All of you can just give it a break. I'm not in charge of who gets into the guild. If you're really serious about this, apply and qualify like everyone else in Esteban. Besides, if the skills and abilities you all showed us last night against the aliens was anything to go by, I'm afraid all of you are going to need much more training before you can even qualify for the guild's exam.
But we put all this together for you both.
Yes, and we appreciate the effort despite the ulterior motive. And we've clearly given you our answer, so it's up to you all to decide what to do next. We just don't believe in shortcuts. So until then, this is either a goodbye or a see you later in Esteban. Well, all things considered, this has been quite the enlightening little vacation. I mean, oh boy, that's pretty amazing. It just showed us the depths of how people can act, you know. Suddenly, when the roles reversed, everybody wants sympathy. But yeah, if I remember correctly, these were the exact same people that made me feel so isolated, so by myself back during that time when I was first out here trying to start and put together my team. I felt like I was missing out on so much. But with that shocking realization, it turns out that I left Montero Valley with exactly everything I needed to thrive. And I had the book, the legendary weapon itself, Fidelia, and that one mission that changed the trajectory of everything. So I regret nothing. Oh yes, that tag team duo is all we need, fam. She was absolutely perfect. No complaints whatsoever. Now to see what Rick is talking about.